Hi, and welcome back to this Friday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name, your congenial, convivial, and amiable, as always, host. Program is Focal Point. The network is the American Family Radio Talk Network. The most talked about primary race in the country right now is a showdown in the state of Mississippi between Tea Party favorite Chris McDaniel, a state senator from the state of Mississippi, and the longtime incumbent Senator Thad Cochran. This thing is heated up. The entire nation is watching this. A lot of pundits are thinking this may be the last opportunity for a Tea Party type candidate to engineer an upset and defeat an incumbent. And here to assess things as they stand today is State Senator Chris McDaniel. Senator McDaniel, welcome back to Focal Point with Brian Fisher.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me. It's always an honor.
Well, it's great to have you on, Senator. And I understand, if I'm reading things right, you're just fresh off a fairly exciting campaign appearance.
Absolutely. We had Sarah Palin down in Ellisville, Mississippi today, and she came to visit. We had a huge crowd, huge momentum. And what's great about it is it follows up the endorsement yesterday of Rick Santorum. And, of course, we all know Rick Santorum being a great moral guy, a Christian conservative. And so we've had both these individuals come into the race, and it's just been invaluable to see the support. And we're very, very excited about what we're doing right now.
Well, I know that Governor Palin is very selective about the endorsements that she gives out. She wants them to count. And I would think it would be fairly significant, Senator, that she would travel all the way from Alaska to Ellisville, Mississippi. She must think this is a pretty important race.
And the entire country is watching. There's no doubt about that. And the reason for that is simple. We are about to begin a conservative revival in this country. And it starts right here in Mississippi. Sarah Palin, she's seen that. She understands that. Rick Santorum sees that and understands it. And the reason, Brian, is because of our people. We are people of character. We're people of principle. We're people of courage. And we're bold and we're strong and we're people of faith. They know that we can save this country, so that a revival can begin right here in Mississippi and can sweep across Washington, D.C. And that's why they're down here. That's why they're fighting.
There's another fairly significant development over the past week, Senator McDaniel, having to do with the Barber clan, because Haley Barber has been working on Senator Cochran's behalf. He's got a couple of nephews that have. But there was a fairly seismic development over the past week having to do with the Barber machine.
Sure. Jeppy Barber, of course, endorsed the campaign and decided to come fight on our side. And that's pretty inspirational, considering that Haley's and his sons are the ones doing much of the attacking against me. So it was great to have Jeppy come over to our side. And he's not the only one. Conservatives across this country and across this state are trending toward our campaign. We have all the momentum. The polling number is in our favor now. And the people understand that it's time in D.C. Washington's broken. It's been broken for a long time. There's only one way to fix it, and that's to send new blood and new energy up there. And that's precisely what we're going to do.
A couple of more questions for you, Senator McDaniel, before I let you go.
Sure.
The first one has to do with the fact that even CNN and the main newspaper in Mississippi, the Clarion Ledger, have come out and have been highly critical of your opponent, Senator Cochran, for dodging them. He won't sit down for an editorial session with the Clarion Ledger. He will not debate you despite repeated invitations. Every time we invite you on this program, we've invited Senator Cochran to come on this program. CNN was saying this week Dana Bash wanted to interview Senator Cochran, talk to him, accused him of using a bait and switch, pretending to leave in one vehicle, sneaking out the back to get away in another, obviously apparently avoiding any kind of questions that he think might be awkward. What do you make of that, and what signal does that send to voters?
Well, it sends a terrible signal. Senator Cochran works for us, not the other way around, and he's forgotten that. He apparently thinks that we work for him. Senator Cochran owes it to the people of this state to be around them, to live around them, to answer their questions, to return their phone calls. But better yet, he owes me a debate. He owes the people of this state a debate. My campaign has absolutely nothing to hide. And we want to talk about the issues that matter to this state and to this country, and we've tried to do that. Senator Cochran has avoided that, and here's why, Brian. No one can name a single charge that Senator Cochran has led against Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the worst president of our country's history, and Senator Cochran has been silent during his entire presidency. Frankly, Senator Cochran cannot defend his liberal record. He voted to fund Obamacare. He's voted for Medicaid-funded abortions. He's voted to raise the debt ceiling. And likewise, he has absolutely no vision for the future. Look, I've got a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. I am fighting for the survival of a republic. I want to give them a better country than the one I inherited. Senator Cochran has lost that vision. And it's time to restore American greatness. We can do that on June the 3rd. I need you to join me. I need the people of this state to be a part of this. We're going to make history together.
One of the issues, Senator McDaniel, just before I let you go, one of the issues that right now is front and center in the Republican Party is the issue of amnesty. Eric Cantor's got himself kind of in a twist in Virginia because on the one hand, he's campaigning for amnesty. Then he realizes it's not where his constituents are at. So now he's out there campaigning as if he is flatly opposed to amnesty.
Sure.
You were one of the first political leaders in the country to sign an anti-amnesty pledge. Tell us why you did that and why you think that's an important position to take.
Absolutely. I was very, very proud to sign that pledge. I want to be very clear. I am not going to support amnesty. We are a nation of laws. We have to enforce laws. We have to make sure that people come here legally. And we have to make sure that if they violate the law, that they pay the price. So I'm very much against illegal immigration, and I'm going to continue to fight against amnesty. Now, Senator Cochran, on the other hand, has supported amnesty in the past. Likewise, he's voted against building the border fence. And that's one of the reasons the Chamber of Commerce has backed him the way they have. They believe he's going to support their amnesty push. I am not going to support amnesty under any circumstances, and there's a reason for that. Mississippians need jobs. And our people, we're still suffering from an unacceptable rate of unemployment. We need jobs. We need positions. And there's to bring in a workforce here when we have a willing and ready workforce. It's time to start thinking about Mississippi's workers for a change. And Washington, D.C. hasn't been thinking about us in a long, long time.
Here is the last question. The issue of gay marriage is front and center again in the Republican Party. Senator Hatch this week saying it's inevitable, indicating he's going to stop fighting on that issue, stop fighting to protect natural marriage. We've seen Scott Walker kind of growing a little bit timid in dealing with that issue. A number of other Republicans in leadership have sort of given up the fight to protect natural marriage. Where are you at on that issue, and what will you do, if anything, to protect natural marriage?
Well, absolutely. The people of Mississippi have made their wishes very, very clear on that. And it goes to a greater issue of why it is there are Republicans in this country that want to abandon the social conservative platform that we've created for ourselves. Our party is a party of social conservatives, and we're a party of fiscal conservatives. I am not willing to abandon the social conservative platform that we've always had. We need to defend life and defend marriage and make this country great again, and we can do that together. This is not a time of surrender. This is not a time of compromise. We have compromised enough already. It is time for good people to get up, find their backbone again, and fight for this republic, fight for their children, fight to restore American greatness. We can do it right now, but we don't have 6 more years. We don't have 2 more years. The fight has to begin right this instant if we're going to save this country. And
tell our listeners, Senator McDaniel, where people can get more information about your campaign.
Yes, sir. You can find us online at McDaniel2014.com. That's McDaniel2014.com. And we just ask you all to join us in this crusade. Join us in this fight. We need your help. Now is the time. We're going to turn this country around together, and it's going to start right here in Mississippi.
Our guest has been State Senator Chris McDaniel, taking on incumbent Thad Cochran. An insurgent campaign seems to be gaining a lot of momentum here down the stretch. Senator McDaniel, thank you so much for taking time to be with us, and God's best to you and your family.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Brian. God bless.
God bless you. Senator Chris McDaniel, state senator from the state of Mississippi. And, every time I talk to Senator McDaniel, this is, I think, the 3rd or the 4th time that we have had him on this program. And I do want to stress, every time we've invited Senator McDaniel on this program, we have also invited Senator Cochran to come on this program. So we want to give each of them equal opportunity to chat with us about the things that are important to them. But each time I listen to Senator McDaniel, again, I don't want you to think this is an endorsement, because we don't endorse. We're 501 C3, but just objectively, you listen to Senator McDaniel, and he seems to be unwavering on those issues that are important to him. Doesn't back down from them, doesn't back away, even the issues that may seem a little bit politically unpopular. So anyway, that is Senator Chris McDaniel, big endorsement today from Sarah Palin, who actually came down to Ellisville, Mississippi, which I couldn't find on a map if my life depended on it, but important enough to Governor Palin to come down here and give Senator McDaniel's campaign a boost. So in Mississippi, the primary is on Tuesday, and I think perhaps this may be the only significant primary in the land on Tuesday, June 3rd. The Mississippi primary may be it. I've got a list here. Let me see if I can verify that. No. Sorry, there are other important primaries on June 3rd. I was thinking of last Tuesday, which Texas had the only one in the country. But on June 3rd, that is Tuesday, you've got primaries in Alabama, in California, in Iowa, in Montana, in New Jersey, New Mexico, and in South Dakota. And one of the reasons I want to mention this is we have a voter guide at afaaction.net. afaaction.net. It's produced by our C4, not by the C3. American Family Association is a C3. Our 501c4 has produced the afaaction.net voter guide. The difference between a C3 and a C4, if you donate to a C3, because its purpose is purely educational, you can receive a tax deduction for that. You donate to a C4, you can't. The organization itself is tax exempt, but you cannot get a tax deduction for donating to it. But part of the latitude it gives a C4 is a little bit more freedom to be involved in political matters. So if you live in any one of these states, be sure you go vote next Tuesday. That's Alabama, California, Iowa, Mississippi, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota. And we encourage you to check out the voter guide at afaaction.net. We profile every congressional race for Senate and the House of Representatives. In some states, about 14 states, we profile even statewide races. And so no matter where you live, you can find information that will help you. We don't endorse candidates on that website. We simply objectively analyze them from the standpoint of genuine and holistic conservative worldview. Go there, afaaction.net, plug in your address and your zip code, and all the information about every race that you vote on will pop up. Back in 2, stay with us.